Hi everybody, it's Sally from Sally Stampers. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm bringing you something a little different, and it is just a simple gift tag. So I actually cased this one from the annual catalogue. If you have a look on page 50, you will see it just there. And I thought it was such a beautiful gift tag that I wanted to recreate it and just show some people, if they're not sure how to case things from a catalogue, how simple it actually is. Now, sometimes the colours can appear a little different, but once you get to know Stampin' Up! Colours, you will then realise actually that you can soon pick up what colours are which, or which work better with which. So on this one we have the beautiful Petal Pink, which is my favourite, at the bottom here. Then we just have a panel of Whisper White that I've just stamped with Shaded Spruce, and then I've stamped these flowers and the sentiment and die cut them out. And then we have our beautiful gold library clip and a little bit of linen thread just to finish it off. And I think that's really quite cute, and you could soon put a lovely little gift. These bags also are from Stampin' Up! Any of you that may have been around last year may recognise the Ready Shreddy. Yes, I do still have it because it's perfect for these kind of projects where you just want to stuff a bag. I have my other bag ready here, look. I think this is the Berry Burst colour. I can't remember the third colour. Was it silver? I want to say it was silver. So yeah, so this is the bag for this next one I'm doing. I'm going to do exactly the same colour, just to show you guys how, like I said, how to case something from the catalogue. So pop that to one side. So to start off with then, you will need your piece of Petal Pink, and this is 3 inches by 4 3/4 of an inch. And then we just simply need to create our little banner at the bottom. So I'm just going to use my trimmer. Now, I don't know if you will have seen on the news, on Stampin' Up! News, not the actual national or worldwide news, on Stampin' Up! News, that sadly our trimmer is retiring. It's not going to be available in the new catalogue, and equally neither are the blades, the replacement blades. They are looking to bring something new in, but as yet it's not yet ready. So sadly, you're only going to be able to get the ones that are left in stock now, and if you do have one, I suggest you get some replacement blades before they actually do completely run out, and then you can't use your lovely trimmer. So anyway, so to mark the centre of this, this is 3 inches wide, which is 7.7 centimetres, but you need to find the halfway point, which obviously for us is 1.5, 3.8 according to the centimetres. And I'm simply going to just mark down to about 1.5 centimetres just on this guide here, and then take that away. And then I'm just going to use my lovely big scissors that I'm hoping come back into new annual catalogue, but we shall see. And I'm just cutting from the corner to the top of that cut, just like that. So there's my banner, and that's that bit already. So then the next piece I want is my Whisper White, and this is 3.5 by 3.5 inches. Sorry, I forgot to say this is 8 centimetres by 12 centimetres, so 3 by 4 3/4. This is 3.5 by 3.5 inches, which is 9 by 9 centimetres. I've then got my Shaded Spruce and my lovely Jar of Love, and it's photopolymer, which is fabulous, and there are 2 sheets to it. And I'm going with this leafy one here, so this nice one here. And I'll also need the little one, shall we say. So I need my H block for this one, but what I do need to do is I'm just gently picking it up on my block, but then I want to twist it slightly because I want it to have that curved effect, if you like. And then equally with this little one, I want to try, it's quite difficult with this one because it wants to go the other way and it's just going to flick back. But try and, with the photopolymers you can bend them. So like with this one, if you wanted to, you could curl it all the way round and it would sit. So they are good in that respect, the photopolymer. They are a little bit more pliable and you can play with them a little bit more. So, shaded spruce. Now, I'm actually not going to ink the whole of my stamp either. I am literally going to go to roughly where that bend is because I don't need all of it inking. So the first one, I'm just going to put about there at the top. Again, not inking all of it because I don't want that full length. So I'm going to go about there. And you're aiming to get a circle. So again, not quite inked that up. So again, going for the bottom. And then the last bit, as you can see, I've not inked the whole of it. So the last bit is just going to go up there. So there you have a kind of circle. I'm just going to not clean that because it's fallen off. Just going to give that a clean on my Stampin' Scrub. And then I have my little, I don't know if you can see that one, the little one. I sort of think it's like a fern. And I'm going to stamp off first and then just add this one wherever I really feel like it, to be honest. I quite like to just randomly add them wherever. Again, equally, if you're casing the catalogue, then you just follow where the stamping for that one is. So, and that's pretty much what I have actually done with this one. So that's the shaded spruce done. Next up then is my flowers. So I have already done 2 to save some time. I'm just going to do my third one. My dog's going to bark. Wonderful. I don't even know why because they're quite happy in the window. So I have Petal Pink, and actually while I've got this out, I'm just going to pop these back. So I do keep my sheets on my double layers of photopolymer because they do tend to stick together otherwise and it becomes a bit of a nuisance. So for this one then, I need the sort of the large silhouette of the flower, which I'm going to pop on there. I need the half silhouette of the flower, and they do have little arrows to tell you which way they go. And then I also need this tiny little sort of spiky bit as well. I'll pop that on there. So my Petal Pink is simply being stamped on. Don't need my Petal Pink, that can go away. Next up is my Calypso Coral, which I did stamp off with this one, and this just sits almost at the bottom. Finished with my Calypso Coral, and then I used my grey granite, or granite, however you pronounce it, just to make that little bit in the centre of the flower. And I do need this again, so I'm just going to pop this over here for a second. And then with the beautiful Everyday Jars framelets, we have a lovely framelit to die cut this one out. So I'm just going to pop those there and just quickly run this one through. And then, as I said, you need 3 of these. If I can just get my hands to stop moving it. So we just line it up, pop the top on, and through we go. Just take that one out, move that. Okay, so there's my third flower. So I can now actually stick these on to my circle, if you like. So I'm just going to use a single dimensional in the centre of each flower. and these just sit, again sort of dependent on where you're going with your design. If you're casing the catalogue, again you will sort of follow where this is, which again is what I'm doing. So I'm just putting them where they need to be. And then the last part, you'll be glad to know I've already done, is these beautiful So Saffron flowers. Now again, looking at the catalogue, oh, they're stuck together. Looking at the catalogue, some of them are flat and some of them stand up. So if I bring this one back in, you'll see that this one is flat, whereas these are pronounced, if you like. So I've simply used my glue dots. So the first one that is hidden, if you like, or flat, is just there. Then I have a second one, which again is flat, just there. And then I have two more that I'm actually just going to leave on here for a second. And then the others, I've got mini dimensionals to stick in the centre of these ones. So pop those on, and these are perfect sizes for these. So I've got two that sit at the bottom of this flower. And if you have any that you've maybe miscut in terms of, let's see if I've got one. So this one maybe is a little more, how this one has sort of, oh, crumbs. This one has more of an equal whiteness around it. This one may be a fraction that way, so there's more white to the top. If you do make a bodge, for want of a better phrase, and in fact that one's a perfect example because it's not, come on, focus, focus. There, it's not quite lined up. Tuck that end under a flower because no one can see that bit. So before I stick any more on, I have 3 more here and 2 on my glue dots. I need to do my little sentiment. So back in with my grey granite, and I need a block. So let's take that flower off. I nearly laid that on my ink pad then. I think I would have cried if that had happened. So yeah, so for our, in fact I need the bigger one. Oh, goodness me. So for our little sentiment, we have this sort of grungy, washi tapey, fabricy effect stamp, and then at the bottom there is the For You, which I'm going to pop on here. And so my grey granite, just stamping on. In fact, I stamped off because it was better lighter. Get rid of that one. And then I've used Early Espresso, which again is a colour I don't really use a great deal of, but actually is quite nice for some things. And just stamp that in the centre of there. And then you can either use your trimmer or your scissors to just cut this. Now, the stamp itself doesn't give you straight lines. So again, if you want to use your trimmer, you can do, or like me, just hand cut it just like that. And then a couple of dimensionals on the back, and this goes in the gap left over just about here, and it does overlap the edge just slightly here. And then my glue dot flowers, I took one under there and one about there, and then my dimensional flowers, have one just at the top and the other 2 just sit at the bottom here. But again, you can put as many or as little on as you want, and you can sort of tuck them and play with them and move them wherever you want them to be. And that is it. That is your little label. So I want to stick this onto the back of my banner. So a couple of strips there and leaving a tiny bit at the top. You're going to stick this on. Now if you want to line it up with your grid paper to make sure it's straight and equal, you can do. I don't know if that's actually straight. I don't think the other one was straight either, so I'm clearly not very good at doing straight lines. And then we have our beautiful gold library clips and some of the beautiful twine, linen thread. And I'm just going to make a bow, just like that. So I've literally just tied it. I'm just going to tidy that end and that end a fraction. And then it actually isn't even adhered on, this bow. It is clipped on with your library clip. How clever's that? And then it just sits on, this is the only fiddly bit, your bag. So make sure it sits straight and, oh heavens, central. And it probably will, do you know, the first, as usual, the first one I did was fine. Always the way, isn't it? And there you have your beautiful gift tags, or pretty gift tags as I've called them. Hope you like them. Hope it's given you some inspiration and encouragement to try and case something out of the catalogue. See how you come up with it. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you all again soon.